very much. I am absolutely delighted to be here with you, and I do have to tell you, I chuckled when Randy was talking about Tim sitting on the back row with him. When Tim and I sat by one another in the state legislature, he called me Blacktop, and I called him Roadkill, and we sat on the front row. So I guess he was paying attention, Governor, when he was sitting next to me. But what a dear friend. And Tim and I get the opportunity to work on good, solid, conservative legislation in D.C. We've got a couple of things we're working on right now. One, bringing transparency to the TVA, and another is making certain that we do not send any money to the Taliban. So he does a terrific job. I do want to say tonight we're missing Congressman Duncan. And Jimmy and Vicki had booked a trip. They are away, and we are sad that he's not here with us, but Zane and John and Becky are all here, and we're delighted that they are here. And I was telling Zane, I said, I know when Jimmy's booked those tickets and paid for those tickets, Jimmy is. And so we're delighted that they are having some time away, and I am ever so grateful for his endorsement in this race. I think this is the first Reagan Day, Lincoln Day he has missed in 50 years. Talk about a wonderful, dedicated public servant from a wonderful family. I'm so pleased Tim recognized our veterans. I also want to add to this, for our veterans, we are so deeply grateful for everything that you do, and serving on the Veterans Affairs Committee in the Senate and working with so many of you and our service officers. We're just grateful. I do also want our law enforcement and first responders to stand and let us say a thank you to them.
Yeah.
As we talk about the vitriol that is in our nation right now, it is our first responders and our law enforcement that run to it and are there to protect us and protect our communities. And so we are just ever so grateful for the service that you all provide us. I am pleased we have so many of our state legislators here. They are doing a fantastic job. And the speaker talked a little bit about the great shape that our state is in. That does not happen by accident. It happens with intention and purpose. And our legislature certainly has paid attention to getting things right. We have been a well-led, well-managed state. And to all of our legislators, the hard work that you do, the way you have worked to make certain we're the lowest per capita debt, that is phenomenal. The way you have stepped up and worked on issue after issue to make certain that Tennessee is the best place on the face of the earth to live, to work, to rear your family. The way you have reached out and worked with county mayors. We've got Glenn here, who's done such a phenomenal job here in Knox County. And our legislators and our mayors, it's a team sport, representing in public service and meeting needs. And we're grateful for the leadership that you bring and the way you role model to all of our citizens that we should all be involved. We should all be involved, because that is what is going to bring this energetic, vivacious, welcoming nature to our state. And we're just so pleased. You've given us a firm foundation and a true financial footing. We're in great shape because President Donald Trump is sending power, authority, and money back to the states. And that is such a great thing. We are thrilled with that. I tell you, and Tim will tell you, in DC, we're working on Trump time. And we're not wasting a single solitary minute. I think some of us, I know Randy does, Tim does, we remember when Tennessee was at the bottom of the rankings on education and the bottom of the rankings on the economy. And it's because of our legislature and our governor and our mayors and good involved citizens like you that now we are up near the top. And as the president is sending power back, we are going to be able to do a reset with our state, just like we did after we defeated that state income tax. It forced us in Tennessee to get our fiscal house in order, and we did it. And because of it, look at what we have been able to do. We are a growing state. Everybody's talked about it tonight. It is a place where people want to come. It is a state where businesses are growing. You know, 93% of the businesses in this state are small businesses. And one of the reasons you see that is because this is a place where we have low taxes. We have regulation that is light. We're working to make licensing simple and easy, and creating an environment where wages and opportunity can grow. And that's what everybody wants to see. And that's why so many people are coming from the big blue states and the big blue cities, and they're coming to Tennessee. And don't you just love it when you meet them, you shake your hand and you say, why did you come here? Well, safety, security, low taxes. And then so many times people will say, and I'm not one of them. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a leftist. So they are happy to be here, and we are happy to get them. And we're going to continue to do that. As your next governor, I commit to you, we will work to get government off your back and out of your pocketbook, so you can dream those big dreams, create those businesses, and make this economy even better every single day. And we are going to be working with the legislature. You know, President Trump got the big, beautiful bill passed, and we're all thrilled with that. We got some great things in there. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. My legislation that takes the tax off Social Security for our nation's seniors. We were able to raise the exemption on the death tax, something that our farmers and small business owners have wanted to see for really quite a long time. And something that our legislature had tried to do, and then we federalized it. If you are going to get SNAP, if you're going to get Medicaid, you're going to go work 20 hours a week. And President Trump is sending a lot of power back to the states. And it is going to be up to the states to implement this. It is going to be up to the states to make certain that power is back to the people. And that in Tennessee, I tell you what, as we look at taking back the power on ag, on energy, on infrastructure, on health care, on education, Tennessee should indeed be America's conservative leader. This is our time to reset how we do business, how we deliver services, how we educate our children, how we deliver health care, how we make certain that people are meeting those requirements, those work requirements. And I fully believe that as we do that, as Tom was saying, this is our time. Laura Trump was in my office yesterday. We were doing an interview, and she said, we were talking about the governor's race, and I told her, I said, Laura, President Trump said he was going to drain the swamp in D.C., and he couldn't do it the first time because the gators bit back. But this time, the American people know what is happening, and Donald J. Trump came to office with a mandate. He is draining the swamp. The power is going back to the states, and Donald J. Trump is making the states great again. So now is our time to skinny up government and to make certain that we simplify processes. It's also going to be a great time for us to innovate. You know, we've got a lot of great universities, and our universities should be number one in innovation. We should be number one in how we deliver energy. We should be number one in innovating how we educate children. And I want to say a thank you to our legislators that passed school choice. I've got to tell you, I want you all to know I have got your back on this. I fully believe parents need more say in their children's education. And I think a parent should have to win the lottery in order to have a say in their child's education. So we thank you for those scholarships. Another thing that we are hard at work doing is protecting our children and making certain that whether it's the virtual space or the physical space, that in this state we protect our children. And this is something Tennessee has had a lead on, passing legislation that is making certain that our children get protected. And we need to send the message. If you're a pedophile, if you're a predator, if you are somebody that molests our babies and our children, death row is in your future. You know, President Trump's done a lot of good things and has challenged our states to do a lot of good things. Beefing up our military is one of them, and we are all grateful for that. And we are seeing that increased presence with the National Guard here in our state. And I am so pleased that President Trump is sending the National Guard to Memphis in order to help us fight crime. Senator Hagerty and I were called down to the White House on Monday, and the president made that announcement that we have had an FBI operation going on in Memphis for the last couple of months. I had asked Kash Patel to help us with this, to get the crime down in Memphis. He said he would. So over the last couple of months, we've arrested 500 gang members, have pulled over 100 weapons off the streets, and have 100 indictments. And now, I gotta tell you, everyone is tired of crime. And now to have the National Guard going in, to know that they are going to be there. They're going to be backing up the Memphis police. You're also going to have the ATF, the DEA, the U.S. Marshals, Homeland Security. We are going to make certain that Memphis is safe again.
Amen.
And that we are driving all of these criminals and these gangs in MS-13 and Tren de Aragua, that we are driving them out of our state. And to any of these leftists that want to go out here and defend these gangs, let me send them a message. I have not talked to one single human being that wants a gang member, a pedophile, a predator, an MS-13, a Tren de Aragua to move into their neighborhood, to set up a house in their neighborhood, or to move into the apartment next door. People want them out of here, and they want crime to come down. They really do. So, and another issue that the president is engaging the states on is dealing with illegal immigration. If you are in the country illegally, it is time for you to go home. And the deportations that are taking place are so appropriate. And this is what does need to happen, because we want to see safe communities. There's another thing that people want to see, and that is to see faith, God, and religion returned to the public square.
Amen.
So, and many communities are fighting to do this. And with all that happened with Charlie and the shooting and the loss of life that was there, this is a time I think that our prayer warriors are really stepping up and putting energy into praying that our communities will take the lead in returning our nation to God. We know that the only way these things are going to happen is if you have conservative, determined, focused leadership. That is what it is going to take. We know that that it is going to take a leader that has proven repeatedly that they can deliver for this state, because this is our shot to do a reset. This is our shot to do a pattern and a pathway for our state that will be what other states want to emulate. You know, Ronald Reagan had a great quote when he talked about leadership. And I have used this so many times. He would say, the greatest leader is not the one that does great things. The greatest leader is the one who gets others to do great things. And that is so important for us to remember now, as we think in terms of what we as a party can do to role model good citizenship, as we think about what we can do to be Team Tennessee. Together, everyone achieves more. Team is an acronym, and we should be working together on this. At this point in time, Tennessee does not need a manager. What Tennessee needs is a visionary leader that can lay out the path for how we are going to be America's conservative leader, and that leader is me. Our state should be number one when it comes to innovation and creating 21st century jobs, when it comes to what we're going to do with quantum computing and AI, and what we are going to do with emerging technologies. We should be number one, creating those jobs. When it comes to protecting life, we should be number one in protecting life. And by the way, that big, beautiful bill had not one penny of money for Planned Parenthood. We should be number one when it comes to fighting crime. We should be number one when it comes to deporting illegal aliens. We should be number one in innovating how we educate our children, how we protect our children. We should be number one when it comes to growing our businesses, producing agriculture, having advanced manufacturing. We should be number one when it comes to government efficiency. And we, the great state of Tennessee, home of the Tennessee Volunteers, we should be number one when it comes to individual freedom. That should be our goal. I am thrilled to be here with you tonight and to spend a few minutes with you. I'm so pleased that Chuck could be with me to share this evening with you all. And I want to encourage all of you this weekend. Think about Erica Kirk and their family. Their service is tomorrow. Then the celebration of life is on Sunday. I sent her a text as I was heading over here to be with you all today. So remember them. Remember how we have great leaders, Charlie Kirk, Ronald Reagan. We have a wonderful president. We all believe in the goodness of this country and the good that we can do for others. So may God bless you, may He bless our great state, and may He bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, on Sunday, we will be having a watch event at the party headquarters with regard to Charlie Kirk's